this thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Welcome, Bronco Country. It was a great intro, although we had some technical difficulties over here on my side. Great intro. Thank you for that. Today, Broncos Country, welcome to the Buckham Podcast. I got the only one and only Fanatic here. Fanatic, man, how's it going over there?
It's going good, man. I'm excited to be on another episode of the Buckham Pod. I don't know about y'all, but let's go.
Amen.
Yeah, thank you guys for all
then we got
fun.
Then we got the other guy with us. He is also known as the breaker of chains, the guy to just say Buckham and get it going. What up, Kinley?
How's it going? Glad to be here.
Good.
I'm glad
Episode 3. Let's get it.
Let's go, bro.
Yep. We got a good show on us. We're going to go over the schedule, and we're going to have these guys predict, and it's a way too early prediction. We'll probably do this again when we get a final team, but we like to see where we're at. And so we'll start with you, Fanatic. The Tennessee Titans will be our first game. How do you feel that plays out? We are playing at home.
I don't think it's ultimately close. This is a welcome to the NFL for Cam Ward, if I'm being honest. I almost said Cam Newton. Cam Ward, if I'm being honest, because, man, the defensive talent that he has to go up, especially against that secondary and that pass rush, woo-wee, good luck. This is a W, and I don't even think it's close, man.
Right back to you, Kinley. What do you think about that first game?
Oh, I agree with everything Fanatic just said. And not only that, I'm going to be present there at the game, and I expect this defense to get after Cam Ward like there's no tomorrow. So that's a dub in my book. Easy.
You go.
Dubs, bro.
Looks like we're starting 1-0 right there. All right, next week we travel to Indianapolis. I don't know who's going to be the quarterback for the Colts, but doesn't matter. Go ahead. I'll start with you. Fanatic. Go ahead, Fanatic. What do you feel about that second week?
It doesn't matter who's quarterback at this point in time either. This is another easy win for the Broncos. I like the way the schedule has opened up quite nicely for the Broncos. I would say 2-0 is a way to go to get this offense rolling and this whole team, this whole Broncos roster.
Kinley, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think we go 2-0 here. We don't know if the health of Anthony Richardson, and honestly, like you said, it really doesn't matter who the quarterback is. I think this defense is legit, and they're going to have us in every ball game. So 2-0.
All right. Then we head over to the Los Angeles Chargers, which is technically another home game. I'm going to put that out there, okay? Sure. Bronco Country will be out there representing. We've always traveled. Kinley, I'll start with you on this one. This will be our first major test. How does it go?
Oh man, this is going to be a tough test because this Chargers team is, it's a division rival early in the season. They're no joke. They're no pushovers. I have us winning this game though. It's going to be a close one. I think once again, defense, helps us out. Offense does just enough. I think we go 3-0 here.
Fanatic, we'll hop over you.
I'm going to go with the dub, and this is nice, though, because you get the two Oregon Duck quarterback matchup in Bo Nix and Justin Herbert. And I'm a Duck fan. Let me tell you how excited I am when I always see these matchups on the schedule right away. I circle my calendar for these. But Kinley nailed it on the head. It ultimately comes down to the Denver Broncos defense, and I feel like it's that much better than the Chargers, if I'm being honest.
Agree.
They lost Joey Bosa, so let's see how they do. Who steps up in that role for the Chargers? But ultimately, this is a dub. I like the pieces that they added to the offense for the Broncos. That makes a defense, and Evan Ingram, who chose to go play with Bo Nix and Sean Payton rather than Jim Harbaugh, and that says a lot. So I just want that to be put that out there.
Yeah, it sounds like he wanted to pass a little bit more. So, which that takes us to week 4. Cincinnati Bengals come to Denver. Fanatic, what's up? How are we doing?
This is a W, man. But let me tell you why. The Bengals do not have a defense other than really adding in the draft. They're having problems with Trey Hendrickson with the contract issue there. The rookie that they just drafted and Shamar Stewart, that's not the welcoming that that rookie deserves. This is a W, though. And if I'm being honest, we saw how it was box office when we saw the first matchup with Bo Nix and Joe Burrow. And we just found out that Bo Nix is him in that game, man. The way he brought his team back and fought, despite a high-powered offense on the Bengals, it's just going to be too much this go-around. I think the Broncos' defense is going to be suffocated with adding Dre Greenlaw, Hufanga, and Jahdae Barron. It's another weapon. So this is another W. 4-0 to start the season.
4-0 on Fanatic side. Kinley, do we come down from cloud 9 or do we continue on week 4?
Oh, I'm going to tell you now, we're not coming down. I got us 4-0. And not only is this a revenge game for Vance Joseph, it's a revenge game for him. You know what I'm saying? Like Riley Moss, revenge game for him too. So the Bengals don't have a defense. Like Fanatic said, they got a bunch of contract, problems. So I have us winning this game, and I don't think it's going to be close.
4-0, baby. Mile high. Elevate. Let's elevate. And we're feeling good.
Week 5, we travel to Philadelphia for what I'm calling the first real test where you get checked. You're going to get checked. You're away. The crowd is going to be loud. 4-0. They're going to feel they have something to prove. Because we feel we got something to prove. Kinley, tell us how this ends.
Oh man, we finally come down. I think it'll be a good game. But ultimately, I really feel like that Philly defense is something serious, and our number 1 O-line will definitely be tested versus their number 1 defensive line. I really just think that we don't do enough. We fall short. And I think they end up winning. The Eagles end up winning this game, and we drop down to 4-1. But it's a good battle test for us, I believe, in my opinion.
Yep, I agree. Fanatic, what's your take on that game?
I agree, man. It's going to be a tough loss. I think it'll be fairly close, though. But ultimately, I know Philadelphia. They won the Super Bowl for a reason. Because of that front seven, you saw what they did to Patrick Mahomes. I know Bo Nix is built different. I'm just kidding. I'm on cloud 9 with Bo Nix this going into the season. Don't mind me. But this will be a close game. But they got Saquon Barkley, man. That dude is a special talent that we don't talk enough about. And I think this is what wins him the game to Saquon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing things Terrell Davis did, so it just shows to his greatness.
Spatial talent.
Right. So, we lose that game, have to fly back to Denver. Then we got to fly back out to New York to play the Jets. Oh, no, sorry.
London.
In London. So, right, not only we lose that game, but we got to have our bags packed. I would not be surprised if coach is smart enough that we just take off from there. Right.
I think Sean Payton likes to say in Virginia somewhere. I believe.
Yeah.
Is it?
But it sounds like he'll have something planned. But hey, we go to London. versus the Jets. Keep in mind, players got their families over there. They're not just doing football stuff. Whole bunch of distractions. I would consider it close to the Super Bowl distractions because you're in another country. Fans are trying to see you. They don't get too much of an opportunity. So it is a little Hollywood out there for that week. So Kinley, how do you feel we shake out of that game?
I honestly, Justin Fields, he is just a threat with his legs, but he can also throw. He can also throw the ball. Now, I'm not sitting there telling you can sit in the pocket and dissect the defense, but the fact that he can create with his legs and move around, it makes him a hard guy to sack. And we saw that earlier last year. Now, will our defense be more improved? Yes. But I don't think this will be an easy game like people think. The Jets are still the Jets when it comes to defense. I don't know what they got on offense, but you still got Garrett Wilson there, Brees Hall there. You know what I'm saying? They picked up did they draft a tight end? I could have swore they drafted a pretty good tight
I
end. Maybe
think
I'm
they
wrong.
did. I'm drawing a blank right off the top.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank too. But I just don't think it'll be as easy. Not to mention we have to fly to London after being battle tested by the Eagles, because that's going to be a physical game. We got to remember that. Like, they're going to be beating down on each other. That's going to be a physical game. I do have us winning against the Jets, but it won't be easy.
That's a good one. For me personally, I think the Broncos don't keep this one close at all, and they dominate. They're fairly familiar with Justin Fields, having played him with the Bears, having played him last season with the Steelers, and now they have the matchup against the Jets. And to be honest, I'm not really thrilled with Justin Fields being the quarterback of the Jets. I know he has a rapport you mentioned with Garrett Wilson. They have a nice running back tandem in Brees Hall and Braylon Allen, I think is how you pronounce his name. Special back. I think Braylon Allen might be their RB1 this year. He might shock people.
Could be.
He's very talented. I would have loved to have seen him. But yeah, this isn't a close game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's going to be too much for the Broncos defense. Just changes so much in this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just know games are ugly out there. Every time I watch, I get up and watch them early. Like, they're just like.
That's true. That's very true.
I'm a degenerate, so I still watch it because I don't know any better. But yeah, I just know the games are ugly out there. So, but hey, we get back with the dub, like you guys say, and we got back to back New York. We get the Giants at home in Denver. You know what that could mean, but I'll let you take it over from here, Fanatic.
Bro, I am turning this tube on. I'm ready. I have this one circled on my calendar. And let's be real, all of Broncos country wants to see a matchup and give the fans what they asked for last season that didn't happen with Pittsburgh and Denver. They get the matchup this year, hopefully with Russell Wilson with the Giants and Bo Nix. And Bo Nix in this game is going to prove why exactly Sean Payton drafted him and moved off and took the biggest league dead cap hit in the NFL. This is not going to be a close one either. If I'm being honest, yes, they have a nasty pass rush, but I like the way our O-line can hold up, and I think Sean Payton will scheme up some things up his sleeve, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Let me unmute myself. What are you thinking, Kinley?
Oh, look, it's not going to be close. It's not going to be close. We've been wanting Russell Wilson. We've been wanting to get back, ever since the dead money hit. It's not going to be close. I agree with Fanatic. Yes, they do have a nasty pass rush, but our O-line will be battle tested. Especially after coming off of the Eagles and and the Jets defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not worried about it at all. I think we're going to feast. Russell Wilson will be, getting sacked 6+ times in that game. And, Bo Nix is going to show why he's our franchise guy.
Quick side question. Does Neighbors get 100 yards that game?
No. Not even close.
Not from you? Okay.
I say he didn't get 70.
Oh.
Woo.
Dang. I like it.
And then 10-26, we get the Cowboys in Denver. It's been literally since 1997 the last time that they have beaten us. Actually, it coincides with when Homer Simpson tried to buy the Dallas Cowboys, and they turned him down. He ended up buying the Denver Broncos instead. Since Homer Simpson has bought the Denver Broncos, we have never lost to the Cowboys since then. So I'll start with you, fanatic, knowing those facts right there. And when we always hear it, the Simpsons did it already.
Yeah.
So how do you got this game going?
Will we get the Dak attack in this game? I don't think so. That secondary is going to be smothering. Still, the Broncos have an elite secondary. People don't understand the difference of adding Hufanga and Jade Barron to that secondary. But I know the Dallas Cowboys did add another wide receiver in George Pickens, but I don't think it'll be enough. You look at the running back room. I know they have Jadon Blue, which I know you're a fan of. Kinley, I know you got love for him, but I think this was going to be a close game. It will be a close game. Now we know that the Broncos, as the history has it, that we've dominated these matchups. One of my favorites being the Peyton Manning Tony Romo shootout. That was amazing. Can this be something like that? We'll find out. But I think Bo Nix will prove exactly why he's top 10. And one of those quarterbacks that I think is in top 10 is Dak Prescott. This is going to be a fun matchup, you guys. This will be a fun one. I know CeeDee Lamb is no slouch either. That matchup with PS2 and CeeDee Lamb, that's going to be so fun. But I think this is a W.
Yeah, you can't forget they added George Pickens too. I agree though with everything you said. I think it's going to be a close game. You don't know which Dallas Cowboys team is going to show up. That's for sure. You don't know which one is going to show up. You don't know if you're going to get good Dak. You don't know if you're going to get bad Dak. But good Dak, if you get him, is really, really good. So I agree with you. It's going to be a close game. This game could really go either way. But once again, they haven't beat us since, 1997?
Oh, yeah, dang.
Yeah, that's going to continue. In Denver, no chance.
Prescott's one of my favorite quarterbacks, if I'm being honest, though. That's,
Should have been a Bronco. All because he missed the flag.
I know. It was. I think it would have been close, but he's a special talent despite the injuries holding him back.
Yeah.
After that week, though, I'm sure Dak's gonna say forget this team. I had to play him with Taliba Kelly, Von Miller, and all them, and now I got to play him again with this unit. He's gonna be man, he's not gonna want to play him more.
Pray this unit stays healthy.
Yeah.
Here we go. I would say another, I call the Eagles a nice measuring stick. Pause. But we got the Texans here. I think they're a very good team. How do you feel the Texans are going to do that game, fanatic?
This is one where I just kind of think the Broncos slip up for whatever reason. And it's on the road in Houston. For whatever reason. I mean, CJ Stroud is no slouch either. I mean, you saw what he did in the playoffs. He performed rather well compared to Justin Herbert, something that Herbert hasn't won in the playoff game. But anyway, CJ Stroud's a special talent. I know a lot of people said he had a sophomore slump, but there was many factors involved with last season with the injuries and that horrible offensive line, not to mention the injuries were to his wide receiver corps, which makes a difference. We saw that with the Broncos, with having with some struggling on offense at the wide receiver position a little bit last year. But this one will be one that I think the Broncos ultimately lose on the road, unfortunately. It'll be a close game though. Field goal.
Kenley, how do you feel about that game? That's close to you, so I wouldn't be surprised if we catch you there.
Oh, I'm definitely going to be there.
Oh,
I agree with Fanatic that this is a game that we could slip up on, but it ain't going to be it. That's not going to happen because I'm going to the game. I'm not going to predict a loss because I'm going to the game. That's for sure. So we winning by a field goal. I'm going to say that right there.
Oh. Bravo.
I'll take that. I will take that. Okay, and from there, short week against at home the Raiders. Kenley, a game I hate to lose. How are we doing that game?
Short week at home.
At home?
Man, Pete Carroll is no slouch of a coach. Like I'll be honest with you there. Like he's gonna bring in a different culture to that Raiders team. And I hate to say it, but I believe this is a L on a short week. Especially if we barely get that game out of Houston on a short week facing this Raider team, I believe
Where's the remove button here? I'm looking, I cannot see it.
It's all good, bro.
That's fine. It happens. This is how it works. I'll say this though. I think every time the Broncos have won a Super Bowl, I think we have lost to the Raiders. So just on the bright side, these stats I know. Fanatic.
I think this is a W in my book. I know I have a lot of respect for Geno Smith. A lot of people kind of clown the Raiders for adding him, but he was ranked number 4 in terms of overall stats as a quarterback in the NFL. So he elevates that quarterback room, and compared to what they had in Gardner Minshew and O'Connell, let's be real here. But they also added Ashton Genty, that I know a lot of Broncos fans were vying and pounding the table for. Damn it. That hurts my heart, but that's okay. We have RJ Harvey. So
Quadzilla.
Quadzilla. I like the Broncos offense better. The overall, the Broncos are elevated this much, but also the defense. This game, I think, was like a 27-13 kind of game, if I'm being honest with you. And the Broncos win.
All right, I like that.
Thank you.
And the next game, 11/16, I am calling Judgment Day. I think you guys know how I feel about this day. The Chiefs, they come to Denver. Fanatic, how do you feel about that game?
11/16. Write this down on your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. Do whatever you got to do. Mark it down on your Palm Pilots for those of you that might still have it, because this is a W in Denver. Pat Mahomes got away with quite a bit last year in Kansas City when Bo Nix was on the road and led his team to the potential game-winning field goal. Yes, I understand Alex Forsythe got knocked on his ass, and it blew it for us. Okay, that's a moment that hurts. But the Broncos proved with what they had last year that they can match up pretty well with the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs, I think, in this offseason took a step back, while the Denver Broncos took a step forward. And we're coming for that AFC West crown, baby. We get this dub right here. Yes, sir.
Kinley, I don't like that look you're giving me. But go ahead. Go ahead on Judgment Day. Go ahead on Judgment Day after losing to the Raiders. Go ahead on Judgment Day after losing to the Raiders.
I have us losing that game also. I know, but I have us losing that game. We've had some tough games over the past few weeks. We've won a bunch of tough games, but I have us losing that first one at home. Yes, I do. I think the Chiefs will be fighting for more. I don't think their season's going the way that they expected it to go. So I feel like they'll have more of a chip on their shoulder than we will at that time. And so I think we drop that first one to the Chiefs.
Oof,
but just wait till we get towards the end of this game. I think y'all are gonna like what I gotta say.
Okay, I hope so.
More of a when you gave me that reasoning that they're gonna need to win, more of a reason to put them in the dirt that day. Judgment Day is coming for you, Kansas City. Be prepared. After we beat Kansas City, we head into the bye week. This is why this game might be a classic. The Broncos travel to Washington to play the Commanders. the QBs are going to be talked about all week. I'm expecting a classic. Fanatic, how do you feel that game's going to go?
This one, I think, is going to be, and I know Bo Nix is special, but Jaden Daniels is too. And this is going to come down to whoever has the ball last. And I think if this one's on the road, correct? Do I have that right? You've seen what Washington has done with their team this offseason, adding Deebo Samuel. They went and traded for Laramie Tunsil, solidifying the blind side to their prize quarterback. This is going to be a very close game, but like I said, it'll be whoever comes down to the last drive, and I think ultimately it'll be the Commanders, and they'll win this game. It'll be close, though. It'll be very close.
You're talking like you're about to let me down and tell me there's no ice cream. We're on a losing streak, 2 in a row, bye week, headed to the one could be the first place Washington Commanders. How's it going?
Well, you better get your ice cream out because I was winning this game. Why? Because not only is it Bo Nix versus Jaden Daniels, Sean Payton versus Dan Quinn, but not only that, Sean Payton is about to pull everything out of his bag to show the world why Bo Nix should have won Rookie of the Year. Sean Payton is about to, because we all know how Sean is. Sean likes to, he showed it with Bo. He's right. He's gonna show and let Bo do all these crazy things and carry the team, and so he can let the world know that, hey, I was right on this quarterback. So Sean's gonna come into this game and he's gonna let Bo rip it. He's gonna pull out things we've never seen before, plays we've never seen before, and he's gonna show everybody why Bo Nix was the better quarterback.
Yeah, I like that.
And that's just how I feel. And will it come down to the last? Who has the ball last? Probably so. And it's gonna be Bo Nix. And he's gonna lead, and he's gonna lead that 2-minute drill down there, and it's either a field goal or a touchdown, baby. And Bo Nix, we trust. God bless Bo Nix.
Good job.
Go. And then from there, we go to one of my favorite cities. We travel to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. Hopefully for some payback, but I'll let Kinley tell me the story. Kinley, how do you
Payback? Oh, yeah. Not close. Not even close. You caught us on that short week after we had a tough game in Houston. Now we're about to wax you. Not even close. Not even close. Shut down Genty. Geno Smith has a horrible day. His defense feasts. Bo Nix keeps it rolling on the Green Bay.
Fanatic, how are you seeing that? We just beat the Commanders in my book. We're coming off a cloud 9, very emotional game we just had. Now we travel to one of the funnest cities where you take nothing serious and you play the Raiders. How are we feeling that game?
Well, if this is in my book, we're coming off a loss, pissed off, and we ultimately are going to sweep the Raiders. I don't care what anybody says. We're sweeping the Raiders this season. Again. Again.
Hope so.
Yes. And this one isn't close either. And this is probably a home game for us. Because at this point of the season, the Raiders aren't even about to make the playoffs. So I think fans will be a little uneasy. It'll be loud as hell because the Broncos will be there right in the thick of things for the division title. I'm telling y'all, right here, W. And it ain't close. It might be 31-14 if I'm being honest.
Ooh, they scored 14.
Yeah, I think it's like $120 round trip from Denver to Las Vegas. So I expect the Bronco country to do their thing as they normally do. And seems like they plan their vacations around in Vegas and Los Angeles for those Charger games. So see. But Green Bay, they come to Denver. How do you feel about that, Fanatic?
Man, I just want to say this about the Packers. I mean, I know Jordan Love's a special talent, but their head coach is a special coach as well. Ultimately, does he outcoach? I'm drawing a blank right now on his name. The head coach for the
Matt LaFleur.
Packers. Matt LaFleur. Thank you. Yeah, Matt LaFleur, special coach. You've seen what he's done without Aaron Rodgers, with Jordan Love, the way he's kept his team afloat. I respect him, man. And does he give that much more oomph than Sean Payton on the offensive side of the ball this game? It's going to be another close one. You saw what we did in one-score games last year. I know we do a little bit better this year, but this is one-score game that I just think there's something happens that we just don't win this game at home, you know. So this is an L for me.
Generally, we took an L up there. How we doing right here, though?
I definitely agree with Fanatic. I think Green Bay's tough team. You know, Matt LaFleur's a great coach. I mean, that's no knock against Sean. Sean Payton's a great coach too. I just think this is one game where we kind of slip up once again, and we drop it at home. It sucks because it's at home, but Green Bay's a good team. You know, they're going to be fighting for a playoff spot too. So, you know, I definitely think we dropped this one, sadly. L in my book.
Yeah, Green Bay's a tough football team. But, man, at home with that crowd, with the winning record we have, the last time we had all that stuff, they came with Aaron Rodgers, and I think they got like 79 yards or something and left home sad on a Monday night. So we'll see what happens that game. But then here comes the Jacksonville Jaguars the next week. Okay. How are we feeling? Who is the crowd rooting for? Are they pro Travis Hunter out there? Are they?
Let me tell you something.
What are we doing here?
I understand you love him. He come from Colorado. You know, he did crazy things. If you're cheering for him, get out. No, but literally, I think it's a. Look, I have favorite players too. Like, I'm a Texas Longhorn fan, but once they go to not my team, cool. Good luck. I ain't cheering for you. Anyway, so literally, I have us with a dub in Jacksonville. Not close. Not close at all. Travis Hunter, you know, special talent. Still gonna take that L, big dog.
Fanatic. What's up, man? Are we showing any
What's
mercy?
up? This is a dub.
Okay.
And let me tell you, I'm excited about Travis Hunter in a Jaguars uniform. I'm happier that he's in a Jaguars uniform versus the Browns. That was potentially, you know, going to happen until that big trade that surprised, I think, a lot of folks. Anywho, Trevor Lawrence has an injury history. He was derailed by injuries last season. Is he there for this game? Is he present? We'll find out. I don't wish injuries on anybody. But you got to keep that in mind for this matchup if he will be there, you know. Trevor Lawrence, I think, hasn't really lived up to the talent that he was drafted to be, you know, to a lot of folks, in my opinion. He's still top 15, you know, top half of the group in the NFL. But they added a special offensive coach, offensive-minded coach, and Liam Cohen, who I believe was the assistant for the Buccaneers, who's a very smart guy, but it doesn't matter. Sean Payton's in his bag with Bo Nix. This game is not going to be close. I don't think this game is going to be close at all. And if I would say a score, I'd say we put up 34-20, 2 touchdowns. I think that's pretty solid.
This gives up 20, maybe 13, maybe.
There we go. Okay, I'm with it then. That's fine. Yes, sir.
So we down the home stretch. Christmas Day. Right? We know what Broncos country wants that day. We are traveling to Kansas City. Fanatic, how does that game come out?
Man, not only am I opening my Christmas presents on December 25th, Christmas Day, I'm wrapping a dub over the Chiefs that day as well, and I'm feeling good. I'm rolling high. I'm mile high. I'm elevated. Oh my God, I almost lost my laptop on that. That's how I'm excited about this game. This is going to be exciting. This one's an Arrowhead, and we know what happened last time in Arrowhead. But I think this defense suffocates Patrick Mahomes, you put pressure on him the way the Eagles did, the way we did in that week that we had an opportunity to win. And then, although it was stolen from us, we don't keep it close to give the refs an opportunity to hold us back from another W. We sweep the Chiefs this year too. Book it. W. Welcome. Yes, sir.
There we go. Kinley.
Oh, finally, after all the Christmas games we have been through and had horrible Christmas, the Broncos give us a present, a beautiful present this Christmas. And I definitely have us beating the Chiefs on Christmas. Finally, remember what happened last time we played them on Christmas? It wasn't too pretty. But this time we get our payback. And who knows? Maybe this could wrap up the division title. Maybe going into the Chargers game. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Depends on how those Chargers are looking. But I have us getting the dub here. I was getting the dub there.
Yeah. The division crown's here, guys.
Yeah.
Well, back with Towers. Yes.
That's the game that I actually have us losing because we're just up and our guys are on the bench and we don't care about that game. It's like if it was up to me, I'm letting the guys stay home for Christmas. That's how disrespectful I'm being to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Or you're gonna be a Grinch on Christmas.
Like you guys stay home for Christmas, enjoy it, or these guys have to put in some work. I'm bringing the practice players up. I'm doing it all. I'm not worried about the season finale. That's probably our 4th loss of the season. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that game. Like, enjoy your family that day, everybody, because it might take a loss, but the division might be locked in already. Like I said, Judgment Day is on the 16th of November. Ooh. Last game, Kinley. This one could be for the division. Let's just be real.
Yes, I know I said the last versus the Chiefs it could be for the division, but I definitely ultimately believe in my heart that versus the Chargers it could be for the division title, and I have us winning it, getting our first AFC title, and our record, what is that, 13-4? 13-4, I believe I had losses to Green Bay. Yeah, 13-4, and I really respect that Chargers team, especially with Harbaugh at the helm. So I really feel like the division, and I said this earlier in the offseason, that the division could come down to us and the Chargers. And I have us getting a dub and getting that AFC title. AFC West title, division title.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Fanatic.
I am right there with Kinley on this, man. This is a dub. And I like what he had said, that this could be potentially the game for the division. Make no mistake, the Chargers have beefed up their offensive talent. They added Najee Harris, who I know a lot of men are fond of, but he fits the scheme of what Jim Harbaugh runs. And they went and also added Marion Hampton. Now that's a 1-2 punch that would leave some defenses bruised, along with that beefy O-line that they have over there. So, yeah, this will be a battle. This is going to be battle tested for sure, but we ultimately win this. We sweep the division, if you didn't notice in this episode. We sweep the division and we win the division. So 13-4 my record for the Broncos, and that's very good in my opinion compared to 10-7 last season.
I actually have my record at 12-5. I believe the floor is 11-6.
Ooh.
Floor is 11-6. I think this roster has just improved so much. We've added so many good pieces on defense, on offense. So I believe the floor is 11-6. But after that, you know how I am. I'm one game at a time. So
you're
this episode was pretty hard for me.
Last season too, man.
This episode was pretty hard for me, but 12
you told us you weren't going to do this, and I think I got it to do. You did it like 3 times already, so get comfortable.
But for me, bro, the floor for me is 10-7, and a lot of fans are going to be like, "What? We added all kinds of talent." But for me, a record, you got to look at there's context involved with the record. A okay, yeah, we're 10-7. Look at some of the opponents we have this year on our schedule, right? There's some tough teams on this schedule. A lot of teams are really tough, if I'm being honest. So does that mean 10-7 could mean for me that yes, we still improved. Our offense is more efficient. Our defense isn't giving as many yards up the seam to like a Travis Kelce or any tight end if that burns us typically, So, and our run game is better. So
And
yes, we're a better team.
that leads to my next question for you guys, and we'll start with you, Fanatic. What team, looking at the schedule, do you feel like we should not beat us, but they could beat us?
Ooh, that's a very good question, man. Oof, they should not beat us, but they could beat us. I'm gonna say the Dallas Cowboys.
That's a
I
good
know
answer right there.
that's the Dallas. They could shock us.
Yeah,
It depends the game that Dak Prescott is having. They have talent on the offense, and Micah Parsons is a great pass rusher, bro. Make no mistake. So could we have a hiccup?
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say the Raiders are gonna win. What game on the schedule that you predicted a win? Be like, you know what? As much as I want that to be a win, there could be a loss.
I agree. I think the Dallas game. The Dallas, like I said, depends on which Dallas team you get. And when you get
what's the second team? Because he went over that. I'm not gonna let you cheat. You got to pick someone else besides Dallas.
My answer. Okay.
What?
I'll say the Jets. London game, traveling after the Eagles game. It kind of scares me a little bit. Just having to travel all the way to London, and they should not beat us, but could they? It's possible.
It's any given Sunday, bro.
Any given Sunday. Any given Sunday.
Someone got a running quarterback, anything could happen.
Right.
Now, roles reversed. What team do you think the national media think we'll lose against? But do you feel confident about beating? We'll start with you first this time, Kenley.
Commanders.
The Commanders.
Commanders.
Yep.
Easy. That's easy. How they're all high on.
Everybody will be picking Commanders. Everybody will be picking Commanders that day.
Yes.
So, Fanatic, up to you. What game?
I have to pick a different one.
Sure
yeah.
Do. How that feels?
Yeah. Damn, you guys. You guys are rude. Anyways, the Eagles. That could shock everyone. Yes, they're Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
But do the Broncos say, you know what? Look what we did this offseason. We're here now. Yeah, that would work. Yeah. But if they win that game,
that's a good one.
That's gonna raise eyebrows, national media, you name it, across the league. It's gonna send shockwaves.
Yeah. Man, message sent. Maybe a little early, but message will be sent. Well, thank you everybody who watched and tuned into the show. Fanatic, thank you again. You were freaking awesome.
Thank you guys.
Kenley, you guys do your stuff. I appreciate all that. Kenley, go ahead and send us off, man.
All right, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And remember, if it ain't about the Broncos, buck 'em.
Good night.
Good night, guys.